Hello, Casey. Welcome to Just Start with Jane. So everywhere we go, we meet people, we've got the best job in the world. We get to work with all sorts of amazing people who all work in healthcare. But as we travel about the country, we meet leaders, employees, and physicians who take our solutions that we give you as your partner and create something beyond what Sue and I ever imagined. It's called CASE, not your name, but copy and steal everything, but make it yours and make it better. So my guest today is Casey McDonnough. She is a team lead for the employee experience, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes. So, and the name of your team is?
The People Count Here team.
But we have now here. Yes. So you hold a bachelor's degree in kinesiology. You work as a PTA at the Wellness Center, the new Wellness Center at Pinckneyville Community Hospital in Pinckneyville, Illinois. So welcome, Casey.
Thank you, Jane.
Yes, I'm so glad you took some time out for me. So, because you're a dang rock star, that's why. So we believe in the power of employee-driven teams. We know after seeing it time and time again that when you give people the tools and equipment that they need to do their jobs, and invest in them and give them the resource of time, and that they have this great energy to go beyond what any of us ever dreamed possible, that there's this great creativity and innovation and inspiration with a multidisciplinary team of people to get great things done. So we ask employee teams and training teams that when you train employees, consider putting something together that's called Walk in My Shoes. And Walk in My Shoes is really designed to break down silos between departments, to create great role empathy and role clarity. But when I watched the video, and I got to tell you, Rita, Sue, and Whitney all saw it like soon as you sent it to us. They watched it. I did not take the time until yesterday as I was preparing to interview you. Bad Jane. But I just felt so driven to put it on our Facebook page and in the group because it's genius work. And what I was seeing in the faces of those EVS team members was such enormous pride and purpose. So I feel that you gave them great purpose. So why did you choose EVS?
So I feel like a lot of times they are an underdog, kind of not noticed. They're in the background, and their role a lot of times is just as important as even the doctors. We even found that the EVS sometimes spends more time in the room with the patient than even some of the doctors do. And so I just wanted them to feel appreciated. And I also wanted all of us to understand their role better.
For sure. I mean, really, there's a lot of research that says that you should give people a job title that actually defines their purpose. And I remember at Sue and I's hospital, we told our housekeepers, you're our chief infection control officers. I mean, truly. So tell me what their reaction was to your video. What did this team do?
So at first they were hesitant. It took a little bit to get them to want to be involved. But once they started to see what I was doing, then I pretty well got almost everyone on board. And once they actually got to see the completed, video, I had just a lot of outpouring of appreciation. And they have received a lot of appreciation now from fellow members of the hospital. So they have really just felt like a sense of pride.
Oh, good. So you have noticed an increase in people visibly appreciating them. What did you tell me someone said to a housekeeper recently?
So she said that they stopped them and said, I did not realize that there's 15 of you, that clean 72 toilets in one day, on top of everything else you do, and it was just an eye opener.
Right. So. And that is exactly what it's meant to do, to just have appreciation for teams And when you break down silos, then you improve collaboration, communication. Something, that we did at our organization was, celebrating our EVS team, but also giving them a seat at the table. And I truly believe that every patient experience team should have a member of EVS on it. Why? I mean, you said it yourself. Sometimes they're in the background and they're like, but they spend so much time in the patient rooms that they notice things, right? It's all up here. But they don't always have that power and that voice to be able to say, you know what I noticed? And because I love my job, I love my organization, I love this place, I need to speak up about it. So I think you did a great job taking that first step in Pinckneyville for sure. So, so you don't hold a leadership position in your organization?
No.
Okay. So tell me what being part of an employee-driven team with the specific purpose of helping your organization increase empowerment and engagement and ownership. Tell me what it's meant to you as an employee.
So I didn't realize how disengaged I was from the facility. I came and did my daily job and I left. But now I feel like I have more of a purpose. I've been able to build those interdepartmental relationships. So I'm not just isolated to the wellness center anymore. I have developed relationships with other departments, really collaborated with some really neat people that I didn't even realize worked at the hospital. And we've been able to come up with, new innovative solutions to problems sometimes we didn't even know existed. Mm-hmm. And then it's also allowed me to use some of my like hobbies or just other skill sets and merge them with my daily job. So it's been a really enjoyable.
So I'm going to guess, this is just a guess on my part, that you're either a millennial or Generation Z.
I am.
I'm quite obviously a baby boomer. And what we're learning from the millennials and Generation Z, which is exactly what you just talked about, is they want to bring an opportunity to bring their personal passions to work. That, you might not, if somebody called you tomorrow night and said, hey, will you come and work midnights on the floor and ambulate people? You'd be like, hell no. Right. But all day long, you can bring what makes Casey, Casey. Mm-hmm. And guess what? That benefits the organization 10 times. Right. 10 times. Now, has there been a downside to being part of an employee-driven team?
No. The only thing I can say is it has caused me to step out of my comfort zone a few times. Mm-hmm. But in that, it has been a positive impact because I have grown and even learned things I didn't know about myself or even been able to do things I would have never done before.
Right.
So cool. Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask you a tough question that I didn't tell you I was going to ask you, only because we had that Zoom failure and we ran out of time to prepare. But do you think, truly, and be truthful here, because I know all your leaders and they won't be offended about this. Do you think that video and the Walk in My Shoes initiative, if you will, because that was your first one, no pressure, yes, but you're destined for greatness. And do you think it would have been as impactful if a leader would have done it?
That's a great question. I can't really answer that for you. Maybe not, because I think it really helps coming from a fellow coworker.
Right.
Yeah.
That but there might have been a lot more reluctance. Like, what are they trying to do?
Right.
Yeah. What do they really want me to do? So,
yeah.
Good for you. Any parting thoughts, any advice that you would give somebody leading an employee experience or another employee-driven team out there?
Just understanding the why. At first, it's hard to get into it because if you don't truly grasp it and understand it and accept it, it's hard to get into. But once you truly open up to it, the options are endless, and you can cause a huge change within your facility if you're just willing to try. Yeah. And put in your specialties to it. So
right. Use yourself, persevere. You got this. Well, thank you, Casey.
Thanks, Jane.
We will post this in Facebook in a few minutes.
Okay. Have a great day.
Yes, and a great weekend. Thanks.
Okay. Bye-bye.